Yeah, Rap Radar Podcast, Elliot Wilson.
This is B-Dot.
B-Dot, what's up, baby?
Feeling good.
Yo, this man right here, man, you told me his album special.
Someone else told me it was special too, man.
Vince Staples, man.
Yes, sir. Vince, man.
What's up? How you feeling?
Feeling great. Ramona Park broke my heart.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's been out for, I don't know, a couple months.
It's in the album of the year. Like, I'm going to tell you something, man. I seen your interviews, man. You're a great interview, obviously. But when you get the flowers about your music, you're good at deflecting it, right? Like, you don't get too caught up in the waves of like, oh, this album is amazing. Like, you know, you keep that balance to it. Like, why is that important? Like, it seems like you're not ready to like jump in and say, yeah, I got the album of the year. Kind of.
I mean, because what do that mean?
It means it was good.
But it's a lot of good albums. It's not the album of the year.
It's
like,
not.
That's social media measuring sticks. It's like, oh, this is the album of the year because music lasts 2 to 3 weeks and we all want an opinion on social media. So instead of saying your album is good, I like your album, we got to do the comparison, get a barometer because we got all these lists and all this other shit. So I didn't grow up. I'm 29. You feel me? I ain't never heard nobody say album of the year when I was growing up. So it's like, that's some new stuff. You know what I mean? If it's good, it's good. If it's not, it's not. You know what I mean? So that's why I look at it.
But I feel like it's so much like this run you're on right now. Like, you feel like, you know, you did the FM. It's like, to me, it's life after Def Jam, right? It's like the self-titled work you put out. Now Ramona Park, like, you seem like you're in this great creative zone, like in the last couple of years.
I mean, I'm just older. It's the same thing. It's still universal, still same system, still same PO.
Yeah.
You know, still same,
Okay.
you know, you getting the emails to the same people. So it's not, well, you know it ain't no difference. You know it ain't no difference. It's the same thing. I think it's just being older, having a different outlook, more resources, you know, because I ain't never opened up no budget or had like no A&R. Ain't nobody ever put me in a session with nobody.
Yeah.
Everything I ever did was like people I knew and me sitting there by myself. So I think it's just a matter of time to kind of learn more.
You think you getting more comfortable telling your story?
Yeah, just learning how to make music. You know what I mean? Like I said, you know, it's relationships that we done made on our own, and like that takes longer than you know what I'm saying? So just learning how to record right, learning how to engineer right, and learning how to pick who mixes the project, understanding the tone of the project, learning different microphones. Like I never pick a microphone until after Vince Staples. Like that's the first time I ever knew what microphone I was using. Before it was just like, oh, good here. You know what I mean? Whatever in there type thing situation. So just learning more.
And you doubled back with Ramona Park less than a year after dropping Vince Staples. Like, was it your intention to return so fast?
I mean, I had them both. I was working on them both.
Oh, at the same time?
So yeah.
Okay.
So it's like I was working on Ramona. We ran out of the budget. They wouldn't give us no more money. So I recorded, tell you the truth. So I recorded Vince Staples with Kenny Beats at his house.
Okay.
And that's how we kind of got leverage to, you know, do whatever to finish the Ramona project.
Oh, wow. Just draw that out first to sort of get the leverage.
Well, I couldn't go to the studio no more. So I just did something with my homie.
It was well received, man. But Ramona Park, though, I feel like that's definitely like, to me, your finest work. Like, do you feel like
I appreciate it.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, why not? You know, it's supposed to go like that. You know what I mean? It's supposed to get better. As if other than that, there's no reason to do it.
Yeah, to be honest with you, full disclosure, you know, Jay-Z is the one that told me. He put me on to your album, said it was beautiful. And it was like calling you one of the smartest, most creative rappers out there in the game right now. Coming off of Ramona Park, you said in the tweet that Vince Staples, that a lot of people were criticizing you for that project. Like it said it didn't sound like you. Like, and you just trying to make sense of it. Do you remember that?
I wasn't even trying to make sense of it. I just think people are stupid. Like, people are stupid because it's like, oh man, that's not you. Like, you know me, nigga? Like, no? All right, then shut the fuck up.
Do you feel like you're unfairly criticized for that project?
I don't care. I never care. I don't, like you said, I don't care if I'm impartial. If people like it, I'm for sure impartial. If you don't like it, I feel like everybody's entitled to their opinion. You know, once you put something out in the universe, like you selling something, it's okay for people to say if they like it or they don't like it. Like that's not really why I make music. Like I don't care how nobody feel about nothing, to be 100% honest. I appreciate them listening. And that's as far as it goes, like how people feel.
But conceptually, like going into Ramona Park, like how did this album form? Because like when you listen to it, track one, it sounds like a reflective day at the beach and like everything that you're going through internally and externally.
You mean like literally or you know?
Or both.
Because you know, people be asking different questions.
Yeah.
Literally, I just always know what's supposed to happen, like what goes where. So I make like the songs not in order, but like I know it's gonna be the beginning, the end. It's just kind of like finding the beats to make it make sense. So kind of just finding that, try to have through lines, you know, expressive through lines, because No, we don't albums like it's not really a thing no more. We all obviously know that. So but when I was growing up, that was a thing. So having a through line, having like understanding shit like that is kind of where I derive from. So, just trying to make sure that we have the through lines like, creatively in the way that things are written, like the stories itself have through lines, the verses have through lines, the different cadences and stuff like that. Like we real specific about tempos and keys and things of that nature.
Yeah.
The intro, probably like middle. The oldest songs is like Lemonade, like 3 years old. What else is old? Lemonade, like 3 years old. Magic, that was like a random freestyle.
Yeah.
That my engineer like cut up. Sparks Fly was new. Player Waves was new. Rose Street was new. Paper Cuts was like, them 3 songs I just named was like the last week before I went on tour. Sparks Fly was like, Sparks Fly was a couple months old. That was around like the Magic point. I recorded Sparks Fly and Magic in the same day because I had a bunch of beats. So I like, it's a long story, but I had like a bunch of beats. So I just like was doing stuff on them to kind of see what stuck, and Magic was kind of already done. So that was obvious because the sample, it was just the loop. And then, so I did the song, and then Mustard finished the beat. Bang That is some years old. Slide is a couple years old.
Wow.
Yeah, so just kind of having the things and figuring out where to go.
But it's funny, like you say, take your pride of being like an albums artist. I think that's how people consider you, right? You consider like you're defined by your full bodies of work. So when I heard Magic, I was like, oh, like this sounds like, a quote unquote hit, right? Or hit certain the right parameters of what a hit is. And I know when like number 9 rhythmic radio, like in your mind, was that like something that you was trying to achieve with that?
Nah, I just knew what it sounded like, because we all know that you pay for that. So if you don't pay for it, then it don't happen no matter what the song is. And, it getting paid for is the position that you have with the label, how strong the radio department is, the relationships that they have within the radio department, who worked there, who just left 2 months ago to go to another. You know how all that stuff works. So, we were just in a good position, I guess, and it panned out. But the thing about it being numbered, that's not my marketing ploy. You got to be a certain kind of person to pass certain thresholds. And no one knows that it was that high on the radio, because I'm not going to sit there and take the picture with the radio or the streaming plaque and all the other bullshit that they like to do. So, it just don't matter, man. If people like the music, they like the music. That's kind of what I stand on, because if you went around asking, like, hey, what was number 9 rhythmic radio today? Like, nobody cares. Like, it don't mean nothing. So what means something is that the music kind of means something to people.
But I felt like with Lado Lemonade, like check those boxes of like big hooks. Do you have a conscience of like, I don't want to seem like I'm trying to go for this sort of
I
big
think
record?
it's all subjective, because, Bobby Shmurda Hot Nigga don't got a big hook. Lil Pump Gucci Gang don't got a big hook.
Yeah.
Cardi B Bought That Yellow don't got a big hook. It's a bunch of songs that become hits that don't have big hooks. It's just about the place and the time in which the song is created, and like kind of the mystique that's behind it. Like you can't define like what a hook is. You know what I mean? It's different for what a hit is. It's a different thing for every artist. And I feel like when you try to chase those things, like if somebody put out, In the Club today, is it gonna work? If somebody put out Mercy today, is it gonna work? I don't know.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of about being at the right place at the right time. So if you kind of creating purely Macklemore shopping, thrift shopping, not
getting in B-Dot's shape right now.
Yeah, but it's
like, let me some Macklemore.
Yeah, so it's like those.
But so
kind
you
of
say
things.
even when you come with like Lemonade, that's still very organic to you. It's not like
100%. That song, like I said, that song was years old. That song was on 2 different beats. It's just the last couple of days the homies playing the beat, and I was like, put that song on that beat, and that's how it happened.
So how meaningful is it for someone like Obama to be listening to Magic? It made his summer playlist.
Man, I appreciate whoever made that playlist for like come on,
believe
man.
that was Mr. Barack Obama himself?
Nah. I don't make my playlist, so I don't know if he make his playlist. But nah, I appreciate it regardless.
They say the fam might help him out, the daughters might help him
that's
out.
What that's what I'm saying. Whoever, I don't want to leave nobody out. That's all I'm saying. Like
You still try to put him on the set?
Who, Obama? I fuck with Obama, man. I like Obama. He smokes cigarettes. Like, he a cold nigga. to still be doing that 2022, like, he a cold nigga, man. He from Hawaii and Chicago. Like, it don't get colder. But, like, I fuck with Obama, man. I just appreciate anybody who, anybody at home who put me on their playlist. Like, to me, it all mean the same thing, because it's all a number at the end of the day. So, like, if you can get that.
I think you do acknowledge, like, when the year-end best albums thing, when you do get marked on those lists, I feel like you always acknowledge that. Like, you don't ignore that.
Well, yeah, because somebody wrote it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, it's not, I don't care about the list. I care that somebody like was like, oh, I'm thinking about stuff that, if somebody said that to me on Twitter and they're a random person, I'm gonna like the comment or say thank you. For me, it's all the same. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it's not like the publication ain't the one who said that. It's the person who worked there, who wrote this thing, who got a commission, thing to do, who you're on their favorite list. Whatever think tank they did, those are actual individual people who have their own lives, and they saying that your music resonated with their life. That's the important part. The platform, I don't give a fuck about.
I read in the LA Times that you said going into this album, you felt like you had less to say. Why was that?
I don't even know why I said that. What was the question they asked? They was probably trying to get me to say like some ghetto shit.
Probably, but they would say like going into this project that you felt like you just didn't have, I guess, much to talk about.
Oh yeah, I mean life, man. You kind of music just about life, I guess. Just if I'm thinking generally, you know, all you can really talk about is your experiences. Like music having like nuance and broad subject matters, like the dumbest shit in the world. Every Motown song damn near is about the same thing, and nobody complain. So I don't fall into those things like, oh, I'm in love. I love you. You broke my heart, Motown. You get what I'm saying? Nobody was telling Smokey Robinson like, hey man, why you keep singing about the bitches? Like nobody said that. So I just think, you know, you can only make music about the things that you relate to in your life. So I think I would just say I'm at a unique place in life. Like I'm not young no more, you know what I'm saying? So just trying to reassess your value system, the things you care about, kind of how you spend your time. Those is kind of, I'm in a different point in time with that in my life right now. So that can kind of leave you in a weird space as far as your perspective.
No, because it's like people say like, well, this guy's an ex-drug dealer. Why is he still rapping about hustling? He's so much removed from that. But like you're saying, what you like.
But you know that's different though. You know why? You know why that's the thing, right?
Okay.
Like, come on. You know, I'm not gonna say it, but you know why that's the thing.
What do you mean?
You gonna act like you don't know? we can keep going. I ain't got nothing to do with the artist.
No, but
man.
you still touch on gang culture, right? Like you know your experiences or from that place. Like, why do you feel like, you know, how many albums in Vince Staples?
Well, that's my life. I'm talking. If you talking about who? You talking about Jay-Z? You talking about Jay-Z? You talking about like young niggas that talk about selling drugs? It's the difference.
Yeah, well, I think as you get, I think what the criticism is always like, what's the range of it? Like once you know, what's your challenge as a writer once you're no longer living a certain lifestyle?
Yeah, Jay-Z,
you know,
how does Jay-Z?
He's 50.
So he from the crack era.
Yeah.
Young niggas rap about crack and things like that because they want to hear black people talk about crime. Because black people are crime to people that's not black and to black people as well. So niggas gotta look a certain way, act a certain way, or if you don't act like that, you won't make it. That's why. And everybody know that's why. We just pretend it's the culture, and then we want to be sad when bad shit happen. And it's you know, it's
gotta be genuine.
No, it don't have to be genuine because it's not just nobody say nothing because, you know, you fuck with who popping. But you know, it's a very hypocritical nature to things. That's why if you was talking about Jay-Z, that's different because that's his life. I'm talking I thought you meant just as far as like, because I know that's a critique you get a lot. But if you're talking about like as far as like music in general, like if somebody came out talking about they want to be an astronaut, ain't nobody playing that shit. So like we can't really blame the artist for doing what's gonna get them out of poverty. Like, you know, like that's why people do this. We can't pretend it's people nowadays. It's like, oh man, I grew up, you know, studying the 5 elements of hip hop, spinning on my fucking head all day. Like, no, people trying to get rich. So
how much does that background still define you? Because I mean, I think that's
well, I really gangbang.
Yeah.
So it's different for me. Like I don't. Where my security guard, where my entourage, like came by myself. You know the difference between people that do things and that don't. But the thing is, this industry is, you see a motherfucker and they got that kind of edge to them, you're going to be like, oh yeah, let's pay attention to them because that is what we see as, it's like if you're trying for the basketball team and you 6'8", nigga, you on the team. They can figure the rest out because you got the natural gifts that make you successful. It's like how people say, oh man, we turned all these, the street nigga got out the streets and turned to rap. Like, you don't think that's ironic that that's everybody's story? So who you think making the story? But you feel like you can still always draw from that and tell that story, tell that upbringing. Well, yeah, because that's my life. But I know it's a bad thing. I don't think it's good. Like if I get cracked tomorrow and end up having to go to jail, I'm not gonna be like, I didn't do nothing. You get what I'm saying? Because I'm not ignorant to like my background. I changed the way I be doing shit. Like I don't be really fucking around no more, but I'm not gonna be ignorant to that thing. But it's like in the same breath, it's like when you think about how we treat artists, we can't be like, oh man, he keeping it real. This a real, the shit that we care about them. When somebody go chip something, they be like, oh man, that was stupid. Why you do that? But that's what we were saying we liked. Or when somebody go to jail, it's like, oh, they got it out for us type shit. It's like, come on, bro. Like sooner or later we gotta grow the fuck up and like use some common sense. But that's not the rapper's fault or the artist's fault. That's the people who picking. If you notice that all these kind of people is getting picked, you gonna put on a uniform because you want to get out of whatever your situation is, and that's how we get, to where we at.
How did we get to where we at on the album cover, right? Because the first thing that stood out to me on Ramona Park was the pictures of your mom on there, right?
Yeah.
Like, why was that your artistic direction?
I mean, I always use my family for stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just important to show like where you come from. Like, my mom and I know pastor.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I don't think people realize how real some of these things get. So like them was like the PC pictures. Like if I got other shit in my family that's like, it's surprising. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like just being able to see kind of the same look and the mystique and like just the kind of, you can tell a lot. My grandma used to say you can tell a lot about somebody by their eyes. And if you're looking like the eyes of my mom on that picture, you can kind of see what she was on. And I think that has a lot to do with the subject matter. And she was a little kid, but it's just the era. My mom was born in Compton in the 1950s. Like, you know what I mean? It was only one way to kind of be at that point in time.
Right. Has she started extorting you for using her pictures on the artwork?
Nah. She cool. She happy about it, man. She really appreciate it. My mom still, man. I see my moms every day, so we be talking about a lot.
You said she be active too, right?
My mama hang out with all her friends. She go to Compton to pick up fried chicken and go right back to where we live at. Like my mom is very much so a put in a community because it's like once you take the negativity out of it, like or whatever the stereotypes of being from these places, once all of those are relieved, you just got black people living. And I think that's the thing that we don't ever want to acknowledge, like that people, and we see in rap, like we use it the wrong way, but like people actually live in these places. Like they wake up in these places, go like, I lived there my whole life, went to school there my whole life. I ain't never, unless I was in trouble and I had to get bussed out or something like that, I ain't never get an opportunity to like be outside of this thing. So my family don't see the problem with where we come from. We don't see a problem with anything of that nature.
We have to be removed from this or whatever.
I mean, but a lot of that is just contentment. We don't really teach people to be content anymore. So that's like a thing.
It's funny you say that because it's like listening to your music, you often reference the homies. Like even on Lemonade, you said like how you won't stop till the whole hood's fed. Do you feel like you have a sense of responsibility of taking care of everyone that's surrounding you?
Not at all. They don't either. I'm just my friends.
That's just your friends.
Yeah, I don't got to do nothing for nobody, and nobody gonna ask.
Yeah,
I don't nobody. Like I said, like where's my entourage? I don't got those things. Like when you have certain things come with certain parameters. Like you say a certain thing and it's not necessarily true, then you gotta deal with the consequences of that, and then you gotta leverage certain things to be able to get your lives off. So with me, luckily, I kind of always stayed in who I am. I didn't try to be bigger than I was and things of that nature. So my people just like proud of me. I help people out when they need it, but it's not a responsibility, like, because like it's a viewpoint, vantage point. Like my homies is, becoming truck drivers and contractors and doing things and getting real trades and like taking care of their life, getting out of prison. I got homies that went to jail for a hot one and he did a long time and got out. Once he got out, he got shot up. But he's still driving his trucks. He's still, doing all this other stuff. They just call you to talk to you like they my real friends. So it's like we don't talk about music. They don't care about. They post my stuff, but they don't like. You know what I mean? My little homies the young ones ain't listening to me. They're listening to NBA YoungBoy. You know what I mean? Like ESTG. Like that's the music of the youth right now. So it's like they don't really care. I'm just their homie. And my older homies really don't care because they see me grow up. So I don't really have that. But I do want the best thing you can do for people is give them like hope, advice, support, friendship. We've been friends forever, so you don't need to go past that. But I do want them to do
take
good.
Them calls.
Oh yeah, for sure. Who else I'm gonna talk to?
He seems like
I don't know, right? You know a rapper that know me that say they my friend?
I can't.
You know a rapper that know me say they my friend?
Mac Miller.
Yeah, that's one of few. You know what I mean? So it's like I got my same friends when I grew up.
It seems like you have a good relationship with DJ Quik. You named the song after him on the album.
Oh yeah, I love DJ Quik.
And you said he did the scratches on the project as well, right?
Yeah.
Like, what was his response when he found out that you named the record after him?
He ain't really had no response. Like, he said thank you and stuff. But like, Quik is an interesting person, man. Like, Quik love music so much, and he knows so much about music. Him and his son came through, and they just like a wealth of knowledge. So he rewired the board while he was there. Like, every time you see him, he just got so much to say about music and where it comes from and where it can go. So I just appreciate seeing him all the time. I appreciate Quik. Like, he's a good person. Like,
right.
Even doesn't really get his just due as much as he should. So I was just happy that I was able to do that.
Yeah, so you tweeted that you said thank you for the game. Like, are there some things that he told you that stuck with you?
Everything he say, because it's like, you gotta think, he done got through. He done been everywhere I done been. You know what I mean? And through much worse. Like, he from a way bigger neighborhood in a way different time, and he was able to escape that and still make creative music and do his own sound. And he wasn't the biggest, but he wasn't the smallest neither. And you can learn a lot from somebody who was able to operate the way that he was able to operate. Like, he was somebody who I think is very important to music out here.
Yo, Rap Radar Podcast. Quik.
Yo, man, what's happening with it?
What's up, brother?
What's up, my guy?
Vince Staples is here, man. I just, I thought about you. We're just saying nice things about you, man.
Hey, man. Vince, what up, baby?
What's up, bro? How you feeling?
Man, I'm filling with my hands. You know me.
See what I talk about?
I
Like,
was
how can you
supposed
not
to
love
call
that
you a
man?
little bit earlier, but I'm in here remixing all this old school music, man, with this old school equipment. Being an old man in the studio,
I told you.
doing old
They
shit.
said you be fixing boards and shit, but I remember Vince at the end of the year was like, he ain't doing this album unless you came through at the end, man.
Hey, that's a big flex, bro. Like, hey, man, I appreciate that the young homie look at me like that, bro. Because VS, you a big guy, man. I'm gonna tell you, nigga, I got low-key starstruck when I seen that little Acura Integra commercial because it took me back to Acura Integra was hot to see you levitating. I'm like, man, they better give him that.
Nah, I appreciate you definitely. Thank you.
Who fucking better, bro?
Who
Thank
fucking
you,
better, man?
Thank
I
you.
try to tell him, man, you got the album of the year up in the conversation, man. You don't want to take these flowers, man. I try to tell him.
Hey, bro, your album is sweet as bear meat, bro. I was like this. I was like, okay. When I heard it in the studio, I was like just pleasantly surprised. Like somebody that's reaching out more than just trying to be a trap king and just do the same trap shit over trap and trap. You just expanded, bro. Like you one of the premier artists of this decade, bro, of this fucking genre. So, you know, take that from a nigga that I've been on. I had an unbroken record on the Billboard charts with Tupac and all the shit I was doing with them. Like, I was on that shit for like 100 weeks. I was like, oh my God, nobody gives me props for that. When Tupac, when All Eyes on Me fell off the charts, it was over. But you, my man, you got this new sound all wrapped up in a bowl. My nigga, take it.
Thank you. I appreciate it, bro, for real.
All right, Quik. Thank you, Legend, for checking in, man.
Oh, my nigga, sorry I'm late, man. But you know, I'm high and shit. I'm smoking weed and shit and chewing on these motherfucking mushrooms and shit. All
right, Quik, I'll meet you later, baby. Yeah.
DJ Quik's in the motherfucking house.
DJ Quik was in the motherfucking house.
For real.
Yeah, I fuck with Quik. You a good dude.
Absolutely. Like he's talking about creatively, man. Like one of the records that stood out to me is when Sparks Fly. Like that's about a gun. Like how did you come up with that? Were you listening like to Nas, I Gave You Power or something?
Nah, I never heard that song until no, I'm just being real.
Really?
I fuck with Nas, but I never heard that song until I didn't really listen to music growing up, but I still don't really listen to music. Like to be honest. Nah, it was just, you know, this was natural, like a thought. I don't really be thinking about songs like that. I don't know how to explain it. Like if I got an idea, I got an idea. If I don't, I don't. Like I don't sit down and be like, oh, this will be interesting.
So again, you're not in that rap nerd. I know these MCs have rapped about this metaphor that the girl is a gun. Like,
nah, I mean, bro, I didn't. You gotta think about music when I was growing up. Like, we ain't had no CDs. You know what I mean? iPod, cool. Like, you got a computer that you can plug an iPod in. You got internet. Like, our internet was the $30 day free things from the front of the Stater Brothers for AOL dial-up.
Yeah,
like, we wasn't downloading no music. Like, if I had an iPod, I had confiscated it at school, and then I got to listen to their music. You know what I mean? So it wasn't really my thing. My sister baby daddy had a gang of CDs I stole from him. But he had like Spice. Well, he didn't care. I'm not like that. But he had like Spice One, like a bunch of like bass shit and like down here shit, like because he's from Compton. But I never heard a lot of that stuff. Like my first time hearing a lot of music was because Corey was like, "You should listen to this. You should listen to that." But I didn't really have the access to be able to like. My mom don't got $15 for you to go buy a CD. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't have that kind of upbringing. So I didn't get the privilege of kind of being into things like that, like music videos. All right, we ain't have cable until I was like in the 10th grade. So like, you know, I just didn't have the access to do that kind of stuff. But I did hear the song after I put it out, like, so, and I was like, I was just grateful to be, you know, put in that same category or, you know, have something similar to something that Nas will have. Yeah.
You mentioned Corey a lot. Like, what makes him your perfect partner or manager? Like, can you speak a little bit about your journey, like connecting in business?
I mean, I don't know. To be honest, I don't even look at it. I don't care about business, bro. Like, I don't want to be broke. I ain't stupid. I don't spend no money. I'm not that kind of person, but I don't care about getting to a certain level.
Really?
Like, I don't got no goals. I just make songs, bro.
That's crazy to hear you say that because it feels like corporate America loves Vince Staples. You've done business with Sprite, Calvin Klein, NBA, Acura. Like, why do you think they're so attracted to you?
I mean, I don't know, just being able to speak, you know, having ideas. That's all I got. I only think I can really think about. We got that Sprite deal because somebody else ain't want it. They ain't respond to the emails in time, and then we got it. Like, that was lucky. And it was a really big artist that I was supposed to go to, but it's like I just got lucky. Acura, kind of, it's a snowball effect. Once you get one, other things start coming, but just having ideas. Converse was a big one. I got an opportunity from Tim and Lindsay. I think it's just, you know, being able to speak, having ideas, being able to function in that environment, because you got to be on Zooms and you got to be on time. You got to have opinions and ideas, and you got to, you know, make sure that you understand the processes, and I think that's something that I'm able to do. So that helps me more.
I
Than
feel like you're so professional with that. Like you take it seriously. Like you're not once you get these opportunities, you're not messing around.
I take everything serious. Yeah, I take everything serious.
Because even like on the record, like Paper Cuts, to me that sounds like you're very business minded. Like you have that acumen in you.
Not at all.
You're not at all.
I don't care about none of that, bro. I'm not money. I live in a regular like townhouse. You feel me? I drive that Acura every day, or I drive that Tesla. Like I don't care about stuff like that. You know what I mean? I'm pretty basic.
Because like on the blues, you said your money makes you numb, right? So why are you so apathetic to like money and the trappings of?
I just never had it, and making more money didn't help me with nothing. Changing my perspective on how I view things in life changed everything. Like it ain't no amount that you can put on somebody being a better person or like learning more about life. So money gives you, what you appreciate, gives you access and space to not be stressed, and then you're able to think, to have that space to process what's in your mind, and ask yourself how you feel. What do you want to do? And people are like, oh man, what do you like to do? I'm like, I ain't never done nothing but like a couple things in my life. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, don't nobody like to do that. It's just that's what we do. But some people like to do it, but that's what you do. Like it is what it is. But I ain't never had no hobby. Like hobbies cost money. You know what I mean? And if you grow up without no money, like what you know what I mean? My mama ain't taking me to like the theme park.
Ramona Park.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And that's, my mom ain't taking me there. We play baseball at Cherry Park. We walked to Ramona Park because one of my friends lived there. I didn't even know the hood was there when I first started going over there. But it's like, you know what I mean? That's how it happened. And you realize where you live at when you get older. But when you a kid, you don't know that stuff, man. It's just where you at because of your surroundings. Like I grew up taking a bus. Like that's how I learned how to speak to people. Taking a bus and getting kicked out of schools and have to go to school with Long Beach is diverse. So having to go to school with white people, Asian people, going to school with Samoans, going to school with Mexicans, going to school with black people. I've had to learn how to speak to different people and not offend nobody. You know what I mean?
It's interesting, like your worldview, because even like on the blues, you have a lyric where you talk about success. And I was wondering, do you think success really does bring guilt and stress?
Yeah, for a lot of people, yeah.
For you, it does?
I don't care about success.
Oh, right.
Like, that's what I mean. And of course, I do think it's true, but like, what is success? Like, what is success?
I guess it's relative depending on who.
You know what I'm saying? Right. So it's like, but success in the worldview to me is like overachieving. Like to be successful, you have to overachieve. Like, I don't know if the world typically looks at the person who has a good job as successful. Like, I don't know if we're looking at the mailman, the trash man, construction workers, plumbers. A plumber can make $100,000 a year, and upwards. But I don't know if we necessarily look at them as successful, like from our worldview, like the scope of how we view the world. So that's kind of what I'm saying about we don't know. You can kind of pick your own shit is basically what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So it's like, why would I, like, oh man, you don't want this award or that award or this acknowledgement? Like, no. Because it don't affect my day-to-day life. Like my mama had to make me hang my plaques up in the house.
Really?
Them shits was on the ground next to where the dogs sleep.
So what's validation look like for
I
Vince?
got them as gifts. I got to buy them shits, you know what I mean?
So what does validation look like to Vince Staples then?
They don't know you got to buy plaques.
Yeah, like, they do. You have to buy the Grammys.
Tell them, break it down.
Like this is crazy. You can get anything on a plaque. You just got to pay for it. But validation, I don't know, man. It's being able to have peace of mind on who you are and on kind of where you want to go next. It's all personal stuff, man. It's for anybody. Like anybody can pick their own. You can pick what you want, what you don't want, what you like, what you don't like. And for me, I think, just having being comfortable, peace, being able to make decisions, I'm little stuff, bro. Like I get to go to the grocery store and I don't gotta be like, oh, how much, you know what I mean? I ain't know how to drive till I was in my 20s. I didn't have a bank account till I was 20s. Like I used to, Corey used to have to bring me $5 to go get food and I was 19 years old. You know what I mean? It's either that or go back to the hood. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's a different, I have a different upbringing than I guess a lot of people that you would put me in the box with. So I don't have that kind of value system, to be honest. Like I've never seen an award show. I seen a BET Awards at my auntie house when I was a little kid. You see Mary J. Blige and shit like that. But those ain't the awards that people care about. I already got one of them and I'm grateful for it. So what else do the fuck I need?
A Grammy would be nice because I think it would elevate your profile and put you in different places and spaces.
Where are those places though?
In Middle America.
We already there. We got an Acura commercial. You get what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. Like, if we really want to say that, like, we got what do we need?
Maybe plant your flag more in that space, I guess.
Like household names, we say the Drakes, we say the Jay-Z's, we could say Vince Staples. I think.
And then what?
And then what? You can continue to get more out of it.
More out of what?
More out of success, more out of looks.
So when you speak with Corey, do you guys have these kind of conversations? Does he
we ever spoke about
try
a
to
Grammy?
challenge you or? Yeah. Not chasing.
Have I ever told you I wanted anything?
I would like to see you with the Grammy though.
My thing is anything that someone gives me because of my music, I appreciate it. But what I'm saying is if I go back to my neighborhood and say, hey, look, I got a Grammy, they not going to care.
Yeah.
If I'm like, oh, look, hey, I remember when I first got my car, like just a car, and my homies was happy for me.
Yeah.
You know how to park it? I swear to God. You know the parking brake? We on Plymouth in the middle of the hood, in the middle of a beef. Somebody just died down the street, and my homies is teaching me how to parallel park because I got a car, and I was a dude that walked down the street and had a car. Cash teach me how to park my car, and T-Scrap watching the street right before he died. If I show up with a Grammy, they're gonna be like, "That's what's up." They not gonna care because what do that mean? Like, you know what I mean? I don't mean saying that the Grammy doesn't mean anything in the grand scheme. I'm talking about when I go home, that don't mean nothing where I come from. And we all say we come from these places, but we don't want the values that come from these places. You get what I'm saying? We want to go be with them people.
Validation from others.
From them people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's all I'm saying. Like, how long we been talking about niggas not going to the BET Awards? What is we talking about? You get what I'm saying? Like, we can all pretend that that's not a thing, but I ain't gonna pretend. I ain't worried about what nobody got to say about that. Because when I go home, where I stay, where I'm always at, that they just happy that I'm doing okay because of what I was doing before. And if that's not enough, I don't know what to tell nobody. You must not be okay with yourself.
Is that why it's hard to make rapper friends? Because you've built this sort of very unique,
I'm not gonna see me come to Long Beach.
Huh?
Come to Long Beach. Come where I hang out. You're not gonna ever see me in a Soho House. Like, I do got rapper friends like JID. That's my homie. Alchemist. I talk to him a lot.
Yeah.
Of course, we know Mag. I fuck with Tyler. We and Tyler talk a lot. I got rapper homies that ain't nobody checking for that they might not fit what people see. Like, do like All Black. I love him and his kids. Like, I got a lot of homies that make music, but J305, that's my homie. Like, love him to death. So I know a lot of people, so I'm just trying to figure out. I'm not leading nobody. But as far as people that check on me that I talk to today, Jack Harlow. I know him real. I'm real proud of, bro. We used to do shows together when he was younger. We did a show on his 18th birthday in Louisville.
Oh wow!
So yeah, but I got homies, but it's like I live my life different than my lifestyle is not conducive to hanging out with niggas that rap. You feel me? So
what do you mean? What do you mean by that? Like your lifestyle?
You ever see me anywhere?
I mean, you're famous, so I guess.
But you be seeing famous niggas.
I mean, I've never been
Soho House, award shows, brunches, mixers, all this other shit. That's where
No,
but that's where you. I'm not shitting on nobody. I'm just saying that's kind of I don't do those things, so I'm not running into niggas.
Okay,
you know what I mean. So like that's all that, and it's not a slight to anybody. I'm just saying literally like Bodie James, that's my homie. Like Earl, like these is people I kind of talk to. Like and I got respect for everybody, and I know everybody, but it's like I just as far as like friendship. JID like really my boy. Like I talk to him a lot.
JID,
yeah, like Jack. A lot of them dudes I talk to a lot. So,
and your family moved back during the pandemic. You guys,
my whole family stayed with me.
Yeah.
So I got enough friends. I got a whole hood of homies, like a hood. Like it's a lot of them, bro. It's not. I be like, I got baby showers to go to. Like I gotta go to the little homies. I gotta go to the little homies graduation.
Baby showers.
Yeah, like come on, bro. I'm finna be 30, bro. Like I'm.
Because they gave you that was a good viral moment with Speedy when he was like, nobody no more come to my house. You let people come to your house.
Well, he was trying to ask me was violence happening on the premises of my house, and I'm not stupid enough for that. So that's the answer you got. If we want to really be real, but everybody gonna act like he didn't say you ain't never looked on your security camera, seen some crazy shit. Where do you insinuate it? But we act like that type of shit don't happen. But I can't say that because then I look crazy, so I just be playing with niggas. Well, you think they would ask Martha Stewart if she ever seen something crazy on her security camera?
Well, she is a felon.
That's my point. You get where I'm coming from? Like, come on, bro.
But your views of Ray J have not changed. You're still very proud of Ray J.
I fuck with Ray J. That's not me. He doing his thing, man.
Will Ray J be redeemed in whatever controversy with the Kardashians? Will he get his way?
I don't even know what you're talking about. And I'm dead serious. I have no idea what you're talking about.
He did some presentation the other day. He's out for redemption.
I do love the fact that you gave Ray J a little bit of flowers when you interpolated One Wish on the album too.
Oh yeah, that's my I love that song, bro. I fuck with him.
Yeah, I love your album, man. It's good. It's good.
Thank you, bro.
Also love the videos as well, man. I know Rose Street was the first directorial debut for Vince Staples.
We just ain't have no money, so they ain't give us no money, so we just did that. He hate when I tell the truth. They ain't give us no money, so we just did that.
But you on our Spike own. Lee, you don't need money,
man. Fuck. I ain't even nothing for free no more. But that's probably the last music video you'll ever see. But
Really? No, we got to see the magic continuation because it was to be
I
continued.
know what happened was the budget was fucked up. The house was too small, so we had to edit it around and make it look like that.
Really? Are you serious?
He's resourceful.
Look at Cuz, he right there. He right. Like,
None of this is making a final.
Nah,
cut.
I'm just saying.
I mean, it's not the truth. We didn't have the money for it. That you think they give me you talk about these Grammy, you think I get the budget to make a music video that's gonna get us Grammy nominated? Like, let's really talk about how you get those things. We not gonna sit here and act like we don't know how all that happens.
Nah, it's a campaign.
You get what you pay for. They call it campaign. You know, campaigns cost money, right?
Cost money, yes.
Come
they do.
on, bro. Like, let's not do that.
Yes, they do.
Like, we not. That's why we contend. We ain't stupid. Like, we know what the fuck is going on. Come on, cuz, like.
You directed Sparks Fly too. That looked like it was.
Nah, that was Moment House. Moment House is a platform that kind of allows you to have live shows.
Okay.
So we did like a live show, live stream show type situation. We was able to cut that out. We carved that out of the deal so we could put that on YouTube. So that was a free video that is getting monetized.
Resourceful, man. I love that.
Hey, look, man, you got to shovel shit sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And you turning shit into fertilizer, man. Like Vince Staples show.
Yeah, man.
Finally, the Vince Staples show.
Nah, we had been through. It was just COVID. We couldn't get no production office during COVID, but yeah, we did. That was like kind of squared away years ago. But you know, I'm happy they still picked it up after everything that a lot of companies lost a lot during COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So the fact that we was able to kind of still be on that docket is cool. So we in the writing room for it right now, like literally right now, actually down the street. I had to learn how to write scripts and like format and stuff like that. So just working with a lot of good people, like can't say their names contractually, but it's a lot of smart people in that room that's really helpful. So I'm just happy to be able to do that.
I was gonna say, how did Kenya Burris get involved?
He just the only one that wanted to do it. Only one that was gonna like do it and say, it's funny because I seen people like, oh man, why you working with Blackish? The Blackish dude, I don't like him. But don't nobody give a fuck about none of these white boys that's producing all this shit. We don't even know their names. But as soon as this nigga, they mad as fuck. I just think that's so interesting. But whatever, they can fuck them niggas. But yeah, shout out Kenya. Yeah, man. I mean, I'm just grateful for the opportunity, to be able to try something new.
And how different from because you did those vignettes in 2019 with Calmatic, like?
We was trying to, finesse the situation. We was trying to sell the Vince Staples shows in like 2016, and nobody was trying to do it, so we just shot that, so we didn't have to beg no more.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you love this, like you getting into this like 10 a.m., 6 p.m. like a job almost, going to the writing room and really chopping it up.
Yeah, man. Every day. I'm there every day.
What about writing the scripts? Like, are you doing screenplays yourself, or is it a team?
Yeah. Now we got a team. Before we didn't have a team. Now just me and one other person.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you also an author too, man. Accomplished author of the Limbo Beach graphic novel series.
Yeah, man. I just be doing shit. You know what I mean? Like that was Z2. Z2 do a lot of stuff with a lot of artists though. In the Universal system. No, that's one of the bones they throw us. So we was they like always be like try to put the artists with the company, whatever, and we just made something from scratch. Usually they just make it. It's based off the music, and they just build your likeness. But I was like, that's kind of, we might as well just do something and see if it, if I can do it. So it was a cool experience.
But going back to Vince Staples show, like what should people look out for? Like what do they look at it like? Is it like Curb Your Enthusiasm type of thing? Like,
oh nah, it's just new.
Yeah.
It's not kind of done yet. Like I don't have no. That's why it's like a thing. That's why it's taking a long time. Is just trying to make something new. Like we don't have a skeleton. We don't have like something like to follow. So we'll see. It should be interesting though.
Yeah,
but it's looking good so far.
So if this takes off though, it's gonna steer you away from the music. You think long term?
You a funny nigga, man. How long I'm supposed to be rapping?
As long term? I think as long as you can. As long as you can rap
at a high level.
Yeah,
we're gonna want you if you're rapping at a high level and creating great music.
If you continue to make more Ramona Park albums, hell yeah, rap.
You know how much them cost?
It should be a little bit more cost effective these days. To make an album, it's not as much as it used to be.
I ain't got a back end since 2018, right?
What? What do you mean?
This is never coming out.
But like, I'm just letting you know I haven't got a back end since 2018. So everything we pay for, we pay for the fun video, right? Me and him, we split it, and we got paid back years later.
Wow, it's DIY for real. But I think if you can rap, as long as you have the abilities,
everybody can rap.
No,
bro.
they can't, Vince. A lot of people fall off. Like their abilities just aren't what they used to be.
I don't think it's that deep. I think it's what you want from certain people. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you talking about? Who are you talking about? Not like, give me like an archetype. You know what I'm saying? Like, if say you got somebody like Ja Rule, his skills might not have decreased, but him being able to make that kind of hit in which we put with his name is going to be harder because times change. But I don't know if him literally rapping is different.
Yeah,
it's like a lot of rappers' perspective, you know what I mean? So it just get harder over time.
Yeah, I think
LL Cool J he doing LL Cool J shit probably still, but it's like I don't know if they want to hear that. If he came out with radio today, niggas ain't gonna be like, oh, that's crazy. Like we can't just hear and pretend. Like,
I do think you have to adapt with the times, but also.
Bro, if LL Cool J dropped radio right now,
not right now, not that style of rap, but I think there are people that can make comebacks after their peak. Yeah, I think Eric Sermon did it back in the day with music. You know what I'm saying?
But that's what I'm saying. Like it's really hard to do. Jay-Z opened it up a lot, just being able to be mature. Like they was calling niggas old, like to make fun of them.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So like Jay-Z kind of changed a lot. So I think it's very, very possible. But I think we have to just, if we making music to make music, then let's just make music. But when we throwing all this other stuff in it, that's when I'm like, nah, I'm cool.
But do you seem like you kind of had your ambition for whatever music sets looks like? But it seems like with something like the Vince Staples show, I feel like you're kind of more all in, right? Like we like that to be.
Well, I'm all in on everything, bro.
Yeah,
it's like it's either this or go back home. Like that's real. I can't. I just say my family live with me, right? Which means if this ain't work, where was I gonna go? So I always been all in. You know what I mean? Like I ain't graduated from high school. So I'm going to school in the 10th grade. You feel me? I ain't never had a job. You feel me? Ain't nobody in my family have no careers. Literally, like my sister, a nurse, and that's it. And you know how that be when you the one. You don't. You know what I'm saying? So we just here. So I was always all in. Like if people don't know the shit you got to do to get at least right here, with no backing, no support, no friends, no entourage, no name to put in front of you. You know everybody got their little crew of niggas. I ain't never had none of those things. So I had to be Earl hype man and fold his clothes for 2 years. Make sure you got in the Sprinter on time and not do no songs. But $500 a week per diem.
You said who's hype man?
Earl for 2 years. For $500 per diem per week. You know how much a 1-bedroom is in Long Beach? $950 in the hood. You get what I'm saying? Couldn't even afford that. After that, we opened up for Mac Miller just to be there, sharing a room with the security guard, performing when the doors open, 15 minutes. Then Q led me on this tour. Didn't know what I was doing. Gave me a decent slot going before I was ever shot after audio push. Music not translating. Didn't know how to make it. Never met anybody who would tell me anything. He told me your songs are too slow. First person to ever try to help me. Wow. Besides, like, that's not my friend. Your friend is just going to support you because they're your friend. First person to ever give me some advice that's going to work. After that, we opened up for Joey Badass. Then we went on a festival run playing at 2 p.m. when the doors open at 12. Who can do that for 10 years if they not all in? You know what I'm saying? The whole time he paying for everything. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Got a deal, had to pay him back because was broke again. You gotta be all. Hear the nigga laughing? I'm not lying at all. So you gotta be all in. You know what I mean? Yeah. But it was more at stake for me. This wasn't something.
Because you always go back to thinking of family and how much you.
That's the only reason I've ever done this. I didn't do it for no other reason. That's why I don't care about the other stuff. That's why I'm already happy. You know what I mean? I wanted something small.
So everything else is just like extra at this point.
Exactly. Everything else is extra at this point. Once, my mama had a car. She didn't have to go wake up at 4. My sister ain't had to wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning and go work at Subway. My mama ain't had to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning and go work in a call center for Toyota, Honda, one of them shits, working for a tip agency so you don't get in shelf insurance. You know what I'm saying? Once that wasn't a thing no more, what do I have to complain about? I don't got a trophy. I'm not on a list. That's why anything I get like that, I'm super appreciative of it because I ain't even asking for it. You know what I mean? Like, you ain't never heard me say that my shit was the best of this or that. If I ever do some shit like that, I'm playing. Like, I'm just grateful to be able to have opportunities to say something for a living. You know what I mean? You get to try things for a living. And that's good enough for me.
So with Vince Staples show, for example, like what's the goal there? Is it just to make content that you know is going to resonate with people?
I got sick of making music videos for nothing. And what's the idea? What do we want to do? Who do you want to direct it? What's going on? I got sick of doing that for nothing. And then I did Dope, and I was like, I can do this. That's what happened.
Dope the film, yeah.
Oh yeah, exactly. Thank you. I did.
Be clear. And there's nothing on any security cams. There's nothing.
Yeah, thank you. I did Dope the film, and I was like, I can do this. It seemed easy.
Right.
Not easy, but it seemed attainable. I would say. Yeah.
As far as the music goes, one last point I have on Ramona Park, like the dialogue and the skits, they really tie into the album. Like, why was that so important to incorporate?
Because like I said earlier, like people act like these people ain't real. You know what I mean? First lady, that's little CJ from East Coast. She died when she was a teenager. Second lady, that's Rambo from Looters Park. She died. And then her sister got it cleared for us. We had a big boy from Matavia. I think he from Lopez. Excuse me if I'm wrong. He was on Slide. We had Monster Cody. He passed. You know, Spirit of Monster Cody. And it's like these people, you don't hear they. We had a lady from Hoover. I forgot her name, but she was from Legends. At the end of I forgot what song it was, but we had her on there. I think it's Player Words. Yeah, just having people that stories matter to me because these are people I know who they is because of what they did out here. And, you know, they kind of solidifying their names before they passed, and a couple are still with us. But I think actually only one of them is still with us. Yeah, man, I think those people matter more than the rappers, more than the athletes. To where I come from, matter more than the rappers and the athletes and all these other people. Like, these are people that died in the streets. But the same thing that my friends is. So it's not a new story. And that was the point of using them, is because they're saying the things that's being said in these songs, and they will say them in the 1960s, 1970s, 1980s.
Yeah, they still sound relevant.
Yeah.
Live by the gun, die by the sin, right?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
There we go.
But not even that, just live here. You don't even need a gun. Be outside at the wrong time.
Yeah. I've seen that time and time again.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Vince, man. Respect, brother, man.
Thank y'all, man. I appreciate it.
Still gonna say you got one of the best albums of the year.
And I don't want you to think I don't appreciate it. I do appreciate it. It's just that my thing is, if you say that and 100 people say I don't, that don't negate what you said. And that's just the way that I look at it. You feel me? Like, everybody's voice matter, bro. Like, we don't. We spend too much time not having to say nothing. So anytime somebody say something, I appreciate it because they said it, not because where it come from. If you would have told me that walking down the street, it would mean just as much you telling me that on the podcast. That's basically what I'm saying.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I'm very excited about the Vince Staples show. It's good to see you get.
It should be cool, man. It's gonna be interesting.
If you need some cameos, you know.
I got you.
Got the Sag ready, man.
Yeah, Vince Staples, man.
Rap Radar Podcast.
Yeah.